The Merchant of Venice, Act 1, Scene 1. In sooth, I know not why I am so sad. It wearies me. You say it wearies you. But how I caught it, found it, or came by it, what stuff 'tis made of, whereof it is born, I am to learn. And such a want-wit sadness makes of me, that I have much ado to know myself. And Antonio continues further. I hold the world but as the world, a stage where every man must play a part, and mine a sad one. Then Graziano replies, let me play the fool, with mirth and laughter let old wrinkles come, and let my liver, which was considered to be the seat of passion, rather heat with wine. And Solanio speaks of the various parts that other people enact in this world. Nature hath framed strange fellows in her time, some that will evermore peep through their eyes, meaning eyes almost shut with laughter, and laugh like parrots, meaning screechingly loud, at a bagpiper, whose music was considered woeful, and other of such vinegar aspect, meaning sour looks, that they'll not show their teeth in way of a smile, though Nestor swear the jest be laughable. Nestor being a sober, elderly Greek from Homer's Iliad. Yes, the characters in this scene continually chime in with this theme that all the world's a stage. And Graziano directly tells the sad Antonio that his melancholy is but a performance, to be dressed in an opinion of wisdom, gravity, and profound conceit. And he counsels him to fish not with this melancholy bait for this fool gudgeon, or tiny, easily caught fish, this opinion. Shakespeare was very aware of what the psychologist Irving Goffman termed the theatrical or dramaturgical orientation to the world, that we are all performing for each other. Goffman even goes so far as to say that we prepare our performances backstage, and then we take those performances front stage. The backstage might be our bathroom when we are all alone and we are fixing our hair, or it may be our closet when we try on different sets of clothes, or even public restrooms with eyes on the mirror as a semi-private space where we prepare the presentation of the self. And the self is a sense of who one is, a dramatic effect emerging from the immediate scene being presented. And the goal of this presentation of self is acceptance from the audience through carefully conducted performance. If the actor succeeds, the audience will view the actor as he or she wants to be viewed. Hamlet defines the purpose of an actor on the stage to show, as it were, the mirror up to nature, to show virtue, her own feature, scorn, her own image, and the very age and body of the time, his form and pressure, meaning the true state of things at present, in shape or form and likeness, as a stamp pressed in wax. And the very age and body of the time in The Merchant of Venice was when anti-Semitism raged all over Europe. The Jews were expelled out of England in 1290, and up until the year 1656, they were, if any, living in secrecy. In 1492, Spain forced all Jews to convert to Catholicism, go into exile, or be killed. Some fled to Venice, where they were allowed to remain, but their residence would be confined to a ghetto, a small, dirty island, and they were only allowed to leave during the day, and they were locked in at night. The Merchant of Venice was also written at the same time an alleged conspiracy to poison the Queen of England, Elizabeth I, was discovered. The one accused was a secretly practicing Jew, Rodrigo Lopez, who was the official physician to the Queen. Shakespeare himself may have been present at the public execution in the year 1594. So the Venetian Christians in this play are as the Times described, pressed in wax to show the anti-Semitism of Shakespeare's world. It is a play Shakespeare set down in Venice due to the expulsion of the Jews elsewhere in Europe. A place where the Jewish practice of money lending, although reviled as set down in Scripture, was much needed in a city based on commerce. And it is here that Bassanio needs money on loan. In modern terms, Bassanio is the type that would have all of his credit cards charged to the max, and he'd be driving a car he could not afford. Goffman, in his dramaturgical orientation to the world, says that the past life and current round of activity of a given performer typically contain at least a few facts which, if introduced during the performance, would discredit or at least weaken the claims about self. These facts may involve well-kept dark secrets or negative valued characteristics. And when such facts are introduced, embarrassment is the usual result. In this scene, Bassanio confides to Antonio about the financial trouble that he is in. "'Tis not unknown to you, Antonio, how much I have disabled mine estate, by something showing a more swelling port or extravagant lifestyle than my faint means would grant continuance or allow to continue." It is Bassanio's compulsion that he play this part, a part greater than the one fortune dealt him, that leads to the development of the actions of this play. His gamble with matrimony to the wealthy Portia, and his dear friend's financial risk in supporting such a venture, entering into a terminally dangerous contract with his enemy Shylock. The Merchant of Venice, a small stage from the theater of the world, but just as rich and strange. The hypocrisies, jealousies, hatreds, avarice, loss of control, and even to madness. A stage from the theater of the world where thrilling courtroom dramas take place. Lovers lay on the grass, and a lone candle burns in the hall. As Portia remarks, how far that little candle throws his beams, so shines a good deed in a naughty world.